for your excellent convocation address during 36th annual convocation of Upaga University.
Right.
And all of our staff and students and faculty, we are grateful to you. Do you have any suggestions for this university progress and the growth for coming days to come, sir?
Thank you, Professor, for inviting me to give this convocation address. I consider it as a privilege to have been here. It gave me an opportunity to know the history of the entire region, very rich in cultural heritage, history. And when I came to the situation when this region is considered backward, I was very surprised actually. With such a heritage, with such a history, with such progress it must have made earlier. Something happened that it's now considered as a backward district in the whole of Karnataka state. Then one realizes it is a agriculture based situation. Agriculture is the main occupation for people. Therefore, the establishment of Gulbarga University is a big challenge in my opinion, to train students from rural communities. And generally I have found, even though I come from Institute of Science, when we interview people for PhD, rural communities, they know much more than the person from the city, but they hesitate to express. It's a question of communication, expression, give them confidence. So I am extremely happy that the university now has a very dynamic vice-chancellor, who sees through every item that needs to be addressed to, whether it is the department that has to be improved, whether it is the recruitment of faculty, provision for research, or upgrading the guest house. He thinks of every small thing, which I think is a boon for this university. And I feel in his tenure, one thing that I want to appeal is all his plans, unless you have more faculty. I thought the university has got 160 faculty. He says there are only 79 faculty. And each department having 2, 3, 1, 4, and somebody is retiring and they are already worried what will happen. So he is trying his very best to build a faculty. I want to appeal to the state government. I thought the minister will be here, I thought the governor will be here. I will make a direct appeal to them that they should accept all his proposals to appoint faculty. Everything else I think he will take care. He has taken care of me because I know these departments long back. I have known Dr. Mulimani from Biochemistry department. I have known Dr. G.R. Nayak, and of course the present Vice Chancellor, and people who are well-wishers. Dr. Shekar, Shetty, Dr. H. Ranganath, the former Vice Chancellor of Bangalore University, they all know about this place. And with that kind of people's interest, it's not easy, difficult to build. You need faculty. That's the only appeal I have. I want to tell the students that you are as good as anybody else. You should not have any inferiority complex. Because your knowledge is, I feel, is no inferior to anybody else. What you need to have, build confidence, communication skill. I always feel we all worship Kannada. There is no doubt about it. It's our mother tongue actually. But at the same time, you have to survive in this world. You have to sell your goods. So learn English, learn Hindi. You express yourself very well. It's very, very important. And to the faculty, I want to tell, it is your commitment. I am a scientist, therefore research is primary always in my mind. Research is very, very important. Science and technology is the one that will liberate this state, liberate this district. You have such, if you look at it in another way, you are being agriculture region, I feel secondary agriculture, for example. The biomass which you can get, there are so many applications are possible because I come from biotechnology background. Therefore, the faculty members should be very excited to do research and pass that excitement to the students. If you are excited, the students will be excited. And if you do research, I have always seen you can do better teaching. Therefore, I think it is your commitment. I think the students and faculty should be committed to this region that, as I said in my address, you have been supported by the university, supported by your parents, despite difficult situations. Therefore, you owe something back to the society. So my thing is, go abroad, go do whatever, come back and help this situation, help this state. That's the only appeal I have.
So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks for your nice
Thank you.
suggestions and your feelings
Right.
about the university and faculty and students, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
My dear colleagues and students of Gulbarga University, I would like to introduce my mentor and a teacher, Professor Shekar Shetty. He is a well-known scientist and a good academician. Professor Shekar Shetty worked in the area of science and technology for last 5 decades of his experience and his achievements. Today, I invited him to deliver a lecture on the occasion of Science Day. So today he is delivering a lecture on science in India. Sir, I would like to request you to give some suggestions before delivering a lecture for my faculty and students, sir, regarding science and the higher education in this country, sir.
February 28th is celebrated to commemorate the great scientific discovery Sir C.V. Raman did during the late 20s and early 30s. So for him, his great contribution to the science, particularly to the area of physics, the scattering of the light, the effect of light interacting with the molecule, how it actually reflects the light and also how it acquires some amount of energy and vibrates, which is the characteristic of a molecule, or it is called the signature of the molecule. Later it is called Raman effect, for which he has been received the Nobel Prize during 1930s. To commemorate this great occasion, February 28th is declared as a National Science Day, and since 1980 onwards we are celebrating every year to popularize science and to develop scientific temper among the citizens of the country and to exploit the science and technology benefit to the humanity. It is a great occasion to remember this scientific achievement and the scientific temper the country has developed. We all know that the scientific temper is not a new phenomenon for India. Even ancient time, about 2500 years ago, the great scientific contribution was made by Indians, and the knowledge of the scientific temper was actually taught in the great universities like Nalanda and Takshashila till the India was invaded by Mughals and later the British people. So this great civilization actually later influenced due to the Western culture. At that time actually the scientific contributions of the country is taken different directions. Otherwise the original scientific contributions made by the great people like Aryabhata, or in the medical science like Charaka and Shisuta. Later you will see lot of contribution to the astronomy, chemistry, physics, mathematics, particularly in the mathematics, the numericals and the zero contribution was the great contribution during that time which later actually replaced the Roman letters. And only the concern now is that after Raman great discovery, why India is not able to match that type of scientific discoveries in spite of the great scientific progress we made after independence. So in this area actually I like to highlight how our scientific temper was developed during the early civilization, starting from Mohenjo-daro and Harappan civilization to the modern scientific development in the country.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your valuable ideas on scientific temper, and we will also try to keep the same temper in this university for the higher education in India. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.